as someone who has spent a large portion of their life fighting against moderators, I think I have the most legitimate opinion to say about whether or not Undertaker Freak is in the wrong, and whether or not Undertaker Freak is all the things that a lot of the naysayers are claiming that he is. Now mind you, I don't know Undertaker Freak personally all that well. I know that Fematheus doesn't trust him, and that gives me high suspicions of him as well, because I trust Fematheus with every fiber of my being. I know she's a good person, I know what she says is correct, and, you know, I'll take her word for it. The Undertaker Freak is on the list of misogynists that we need to look out for. However, also on that list is Amazing Atheist and Mr. Ebzion, which, of course, Undertaker Freak doesn't like them. So, in this case, in Warhammer 40k terms, we call that desperate allies. In other words, when you team up with an enemy faction in order to bring down an even greater enemy faction. So, while I don't know Undertaker Freak's motivations, I don't know how he thinks on certain things, especially when it comes to moderators, I do know that he's been attacked personally by the likes of Mr. Ebzion and his rabid fan base, and I know that the Brain Enema's a good person, and she's been attacked too. So, it's suffice to say that Undertaker Freak is using moderators against themselves. He's using YouTube's bad moderation in order to bring down Mr. Ebzion, and he deserves it. Mr. Ebzion has been abusing YouTube's moderator staff for the longest time. He's been abusing the flag system. He's been abusing the privacy statements. He's been abusing the rules in order to give himself an unfair advantage. He's been denouncing all the people that have anything negative to say about him. He's been basically dragging them through the mud, and Undertaker Freak's not going to take it. Undertaker Freak's like me. He's been through this shit for a very long time, and he has learned not to give them an inch or else they will take a mile. And while Undertaker Freak seems to focus on TJ rather than moderators, which I don't agree with and I don't see why, I understand that he's a veteran when it comes to the trolling war that we both have to face. He's seen how people are. He's seen how the internet is, and he sees how bad it is. Why he hasn't participated in joining me in the fight against moderators, I don't know. But, you know, I've never heard back from him. He doesn't seem to reply to my videos or my private messages or anything like that. So I can only assume that he just doesn't care, he doesn't want involved, whatever. But the point is that Undertaker Freak had every right to do what he did because you did it to him first. You were using that sort of logic and that sort of tactics on him, and he turned it around on you. Too fucking bad. If you hadn't been falsely flagging him, he would have had no reason to falsely flag you. So, you know, this comes back to why do we have moderators in the first place? Clearly there are more injustices than there are ever any legitimate times for the flagging system. Clearly moderators do more harm than good. But is anyone going to say get rid of the moderators completely? Of course not. None other than Jim Prophet anyway. So, don't fucking bitch to anyone. Don't bitch to each other, don't bitch to me, don't bitch to Undertaker Freak, don't bitch to anyone about when Undertaker Freak does it to you, or someone else does it to you, or you do it to Undertaker Freak, or what the fuck ever. Because you wanted this. You wanted this chaos. You wanted this, monstrosity. You wanted YouTube to have this flagging system to be able to abuse anybody, anytime. And you got your fucking wish. So, why are you targeting Undertaker Freak? Undertaker Freak's simply a byproduct of your own corrupt system. He's simply using it to his advantage the same way Mr. Ebzion did. And considering Mr. Ebzion was the aggressor, I'm not surprised that he did it. I would have done the same thing in his situation. So, I guess that's really all I have to say here, is that you can't expect people to treat you nicely and to come into this fight with their hands tied behind their back when you're acting the way you do. You know, you think you can tell Undertaker Freak what to do. You think you can censor him, you think you can abuse him, you think you can slander him, and he gave you 1-4. He got back at you, he got your videos taken down, he got you flagged, and he'd do it again in a heartbeat. I know him. Well, I don't know him that well, but I know him well enough to know that he will do it again if you fuck with him again. So don't fuck with him. Don't try to censor him, don't try to abuse him, and you guys won't have a problem. So why is that so hard to understand? Why is it so difficult for people to comprehend you don't have to like somebody, but at least respect them enough as a human being to be able to participate on the internet? Nobody is stopping you from just going to somebody else's video. Or hell, he doesn't seem to care that you bitch at him. I see all kinds of negative comments on the comments section and things like that. You're free to call him a dumbass, an idiot, a faggot, whatever you want to call him. He doesn't care. He just wants to be there to say what he's got to say. He's got something to say, and you're going to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, move on. But that's not enough for you. That's not enough for you that you have your own equal voice. That's not enough for you that you can tell him to go fuck off. You want to actually silence him. You want him to be lower than you. You want to degrade him down to an animal where he has to obey you. And he's not going to put up with that. And neither would I. So, you get what's coming to you. That's all I have to say.